What if your unexplained fears, talents, and attractions aren't random, but echoes of stories from long ago? Let's dive into how past lives might be shaping your present. Imagine your life isn't just one chapter, but a page in a vast, captivating book. What if who you are today is the result of not just heredity and upbringing, but echoes of your soul's experiences in other times and forms? This idea, while seemingly fantastical, has inspired philosophers, mystics, and thinkers worldwide for millennia. The concept of past lives isn't just a charming myth. It's the belief that our soul is immortal, going through cycles of rebirth, accumulating experiences, lessons, and wisdom. And the amazing thing is, all this baggage continues to influence us now. We may not remember faces, names, or specific events, but the energetic imprint of these lives stays with us, shaping our character, passions, and even weaknesses. Ever wonder why you're inexplicably drawn to a particular culture or country, even though you've never been there? Why a talent seems innate, appearing out of nowhere? Or on the flip side, where do irrational fears or phobias come from? Ones that have no logical explanation in your current life. These phenomena, often dismissed as chance or quirks of psychology, gain profound meaning through the lens of past lives. Our current talents may be developed skills from past incarnations. Fears, unresolved traumas, or lessons that the soul seeks to work through. Unexplained connections to people or places, threads of karmic ties, leading us to those with whom we've already shared a journey. Even déjà vu might be a fleeting glimpse of something our soul has already experienced. This is just the beginning, but it's clear. If you embrace this idea, the world around us, especially our inner world, is transformed. It becomes richer, deeper, filled with meaning, stretching far beyond a single existence. And this is just the start of a fascinating journey of self-discovery. We've touched on the idea of past lives, so let's dive deeper and see how these invisible threads show up in our daily lives. This isn't just an abstract concept, but a living energy that shapes our preferences, defines our fears, and even guides our deepest connections. One of the clearest examples is career choices and talents. Ever meet people who showed incredible aptitude for music, art, languages, or even complex sciences from a young age, without any obvious teachers or special opportunities? Or maybe you've experienced a sudden, irresistible urge to master something new that feels intuitively familiar. This could be an echo of a profession or passion from a past life. The soul remembers what it enjoyed doing, what it excelled at, and those skills are just waiting to be reawakened. The influence on personal relationships is also obvious. Remember times you've met someone and instantly felt like you've known them forever? This can be a deep, inexplicable connection or a repelling feeling. These karmic encounters often indicate that you've shared a history. Perhaps not always an easy one. Partners, friends, family members. Many come into our lives so we can complete old lessons, correct mistakes, or continue to develop deep, supportive connections started long before this life. And what about phobias and unexplained fears? If you're afraid of water, heights, confined spaces, or fire, even if you've had no traumatic experience in this life, the cause may lie in the past. Many past life researchers note that phobias are often echoes of tragic events from previous incarnations, which left a deep mark on the subconscious. Understanding the root of such a fear can be the first step toward healing it. Sometimes, even physical traits and illnesses can be linked to past lives. Chronic pain without apparent medical cause, unusual birthmarks located where old wounds would have been, or even a predisposition to certain diseases could be part of a karmic script the soul chose to work through in this life. Finally, there are deep connections to specific places or cultures. Feeling at home in a country you've never lived in, or an inexplicable love for ancient civilizations, music, or languages you haven't been taught, could be soul nostalgia for times and places where it once resided. These echoes aren't just coincidences. They're guiding threads that, if we learn to recognize them, can help us better understand ourselves, our true desires, and our tasks in this life. They show that we're much more than our current selves, and our path is a continuation of an endless journey of the soul. So, past lives can show up in our reality, shaping our talents, fears, and even connections. But how do we access these memories? How do we decipher the messages the soul holds deep inside? Fortunately, there are ways to lift the veil and peek beyond this one lifetime. One of the most well-known and effective methods is regression therapy, or past life regression. This isn't stage hypnosis, but a deep meditative state where your mind relaxes and your subconscious becomes more accessible. An experienced regression therapist gently guides you through memories, helping your soul return to key moments in past lives. You might see scenes, feel emotions, hear sounds, or sense smells. The goal isn't just to watch a movie, but to realize what lessons were learned, what traumas were experienced, and how they affect your current life. It's a powerful tool for self-discovery and healing. But you don't need a therapist to tap into these memories. Meditation is your personal key to inner worlds. Regular deep meditation, especially focused on connecting with your soul or higher self, can lead to spontaneous memory flashes. You might see images, feel a presence, or get intuitive insights that seem out of the blue. There are also guided meditations designed for exploring past lives that you can do on your own. The key is to be open and trust your inner voice. Another amazing channel for connecting with the past is our dreams. Dreams are the language of the subconscious, and sometimes messages from past lives come to us through them. If you have vivid, detailed dreams where you're in unfamiliar places but feel at home, or experience strong emotions unrelated to your current life, it might not just be your imagination. Keeping a dream journal and analyzing recurring images or plots can give you valuable clues. And don't forget the power of intuition and those déjà vu feelings. Sometimes it's just a sudden flash of knowing, when you know what to do, or feel an incredible connection to a person or place, even though you're seeing them for the first time. Trust those gut feelings. They're whispers from your soul, pointing to a path already traveled. These methods aren't magic, but tools for deep self-exploration. They require openness, patience, and a willingness to accept what comes up. But the reward is priceless. The ability to piece together your story, understand your deepest motivations, and start living more consciously and completely. We've discussed how past lives can show up in our reality, and even how to access these memories. But what's the point? What's the ultimate goal of this deep self-discovery? The answer is simple: healing the present by understanding the past. Imagine your soul is a complex mosaic, and some pieces were damaged or lost in previous incarnations. These cracks can manifest in your current life as unexplained fears, repeating negative relationship patterns, chronic illnesses doctors can't explain, or feeling like you're stuck in a rut. When we access these past events through regression or intuition, we aren't just watching a movie, we're getting the chance to understand the source of the problem. For example, someone who's terrified of water might discover in a regression that they drowned in a past life. Just being aware of this is a powerful step toward healing. It doesn't mean the fear will disappear instantly, but it stops being irrational. Understanding arrives, and with it, the ability to start working on transforming it. Or, say, you constantly face the same type of relationship problems. This might be a karmic lesson your soul is trying to learn over several lifetimes. Understanding the root of this dynamic allows you to consciously change your reaction and break the cycle. The healing process often involves working through emotions that were suppressed or not fully experienced in the past. This could be grief, anger, guilt, or betrayal. In a safe environment, with the support of a professional or through deep meditation, you can allow yourself to experience these feelings, but from a place of awareness and wisdom in the present. It's like taking a heavy burden off your soul that you've unknowingly carried for years. Furthermore, understanding past lives can help you break free from limiting beliefs. For example, if you were poor and unhappy in a past life, you might have formed a subconscious belief that money is evil or I'm not worthy of success. Discovering this root allows you to consciously reprogram yourself, replacing old, destructive patterns with new, positive, and supportive ones. Ultimately, healing through the past is a path to finding inner harmony and wholeness. It allows you to accept yourself with all your quirks, understand your lessons, and most importantly, forgive yourself and others for mistakes made long ago. It gives you an incredible sense of freedom and clarity, opening the way to a happier and more fulfilling life right now. We've come a long way from realizing past lives exist to understanding their influence and even methods of healing. So what's next? Is all this wisdom only good for stirring up the past? Not at all. The real value of knowing about past incarnations is that it gives us an incredible tool for creating the future, drawing on the wisdom of the past. This doesn't mean we should live constantly looking back. On the contrary, understanding where we came from allows us to see much more clearly where we're going. When you realize what lessons your soul has already learned, what talents it has developed, what mistakes it has made, your worldview expands beyond belief. You start to see yourself not as a random set of circumstances, but as part of a grand, meaningful journey. This deep understanding helps you make more conscious decisions in the present. If you know that in a past life you avoided responsibility, for example, you can consciously choose to accept the challenge when offered an important project, rather than hiding. If you understand that your soul longs to serve others, you'll choose a job or hobby that aligns with that desire, rather than just chasing material possessions. It lets you step outside of familiar patterns and create a new, more harmonious reality. Knowledge of past lives is also a powerful compass, pointing to your true purpose. Many of us feel emptiness or dissatisfaction, not understanding what our purpose is.